Demon basketball coach Mike McConathy, whose team is at home on Valentine's night against Houston Baptist in Prather Coliseum, 6:30. Coach, a little different approach this week.
Yeah, we've kind of changed things. We've gone back and looked at tape of years by. We looked up at the banners and looked to see where this program has been, why it got to the point to where it had been successful, and we've had a rough year. But one of the two words that have been synonymous with Demon basketball is playing hard, and that was one thing that we did not do Saturday night. We got hit in the mouth once or twice and we just shut it down, and because of that we've come forward with a new approach. Not really a new approach, just going back to what's important. Figure out, can you play as hard as you possibly can for 1 minute? In a 1 minute segment, play as hard as you possibly can, compete to the end, and that's what our practice is yesterday, on Monday, and today, Tuesday morning, that we've done.
Your team has played hard, but as you said, it got shut down Saturday night. Of course, part of that was Stephen F. Austin went on an unbelievable tear in the first half. But, so how have the players responded to this?
You know, one of the things is that we tried to put a face on what playing hard means, because you tell somebody to play hard, and they've responded pretty well. I mean, you know, I think that some of them responded better than others, but that's just like anything else. Some people like eggs, some people don't like eggs. Some people like grits, some people don't like grits. You know, they've got to figure out who they are as people and understand, can they be a guy that's going to play as hard as they possibly can the minutes that they're on the floor.
Hardly anybody doesn't like biscuits, though.
Oh, no, I even heard the rumor is that you ate a biscuit today, Doug, and we appreciate Miss Dee Dee Payrow and Joellen Johnson and Clint Payrow for coming up and helping us out with the holiday meal this morning. A lot of people don't understand what goes on when the school's closed, but there's a lot more to coaching than just practicing things, and these kind people cooked us a great breakfast this morning. The guys really, really liked it, but like I told them in there, it sure did taste a lot better than what I cooked. And Miss Joellen said, well, Coach, everybody feels like something that's been cooked for them tastes better than what they can do.
Wise words. Let's look ahead to Wednesday night, Houston Baptist, the matchup.
You know, Houston Baptist is a team that's trying to find themselves just like us. They've had a lot of injuries, and they have won one conference game, and they have a different kind of team than possibly they started out having, similar to us in the fact that they lost their big man, and we have got to be able to guard, stay in front of people, contest shots, rebound the ball, and we've got to do it with a lot of consistency and effort. We've got to be able to do all the things that we normally try to do, but more aggressively, and we have to become the aggressor defensively rather than the receiver. Offensively, we have to become the aggressor, get the ball in the hands of the people that can be effective offensively, and that's just growth that we have to continue to make each and every day.
You said you've gone back and looked at tape, and you've really done some reconsideration of what this team needs to be. And one thing that you said on your radio show, you told the story about watching the Mississippi State game in 2005-06.
Yeah, that game was an interesting game, and I would say if there's a turning point game in that 05-06 season, it was that one, because we were down 21 points. I had a real spirited conversation with my staff outside the locker room, didn't allow them to go in the locker room at half, and I went in and talked to the players at half. And I you know, one of the things I remember talking to our coaches about was that when we got to coach our players. We got to make them better. We got to stay on task of what we're doing. We came out that second half, and it was probably his best game of all year. And now that I said that, Alphonse Dyer had 21 points and 9 rebounds, I believe, in that game. And most of it was in the second half. He was a 6'9" guy, did a great job. But the thing that impressed me the most on the tape was the defensive effort by Jermaine Wallace, by Kerwin Forges, by Keenan Jones, by Tyrone Mitchell, everybody that was on the floor, Byron Allen, Clifton Lee. We were out and guarding people and doing the things that we needed to do. As I spoke about this morning, I was reminded that part of the struggle we had in the first half was they ran a zone against us and we didn't do a good job. We made the adjustments we needed to. We came out and were able to get back in the game. And one of the funniest things about that night was it was late in the game, and we had to call it end out of bounds play, and Bob Austin was one of our GAs. Now he's the ladies coach at LSU Alexandria, and I said, Bob, that play that you've been scoring off of each day in practice, can you draw it up right now? Well, Bob's a GA, and I give him the board and he draws it up, and we didn't end up scoring, but still, I remember that because you were just looking for anything that was going to help you get over the hump, because that was such a big win for us to win there. But the effort, the intensity, the never give up mentality that those guys had was pretty special.
Your lineup tomorrow night changes a little bit?
Yeah, we're gonna start some different people. I mean, one that will be starting will be Cameron Lazard. And one of the questions somebody would say, well, why are you starting him? Cameron Lazard made the single most toughest play in the game on Saturday. Guy goes to the goal, Bogues. Can't think of his first name right now. And he's going to dunk it. Well, Cameron watched that young man jump up, and Cameron jumped up, and Cameron made a play on the ball, and Cameron stopped him from dunking it. And Mr. Bogues didn't like that very much. Of course, he went off for 35 points, but he didn't get those two that Cameron stopped him. My point with that is that was a toughness play, and I asked him in the dressing room after the game, why did you make that play? Because I was not going to let that man score on me. That's the mentality that we need to be carried forward with some of our other players. But that's a senior that is on this team and is enjoying playing, that was a very good football player for the Demons, and came out here and asked if he'd be a part of this. And he has been a great part of what we're doing and instrumental in us improving and get better each and every day.